Can't Hurt Me by David Goggins. I'm only halfway through this book, and it's one of the best books I ever read. I learned more about the person David was in this book, but also I learned more about who I was in this book. Let's talk a little bit about this book though. David Goggins. As you can see in the cover, this is him when he was fat and him when he was a Navy SEAL. You're probably wondering, now you can transform into being from fat to skinny, right? But this dude transformed from being fat to a Navy freaking SEAL. Let me tell you, bro, this dude was more than 300 pounds and he lost more than 100. Then he went through Navy SEAL training three times, because the first two times he had to struggle with injuries and they kept calling him back. They kept he kept having to quit, but three times. And then the third time he was able to make the Navy SEAL squad. It's crazy. The reason why he gained those 300 plus pounds was because he put himself through a comfortable situation. He was stuck in the comfort zone, and that caused him to gain weight. Instead of working out, instead of doing the things that he needed to do in order to become the military person that he wanted to be, he was just eating a bunch of chocolate donuts and drinking a bunch of chocolate shakes every single day. You have to understand, in order to have a strong mind, you need to be comfortable with being uncomfortable. Now you're probably wondering, bro, what are you talking about? Why shouldn't I want to be comfortable? Why would I want to be uncomfortable? Well, the reason why you shouldn't want to be comfortable is because it programs your mind to search for dopamine. Dopamine is pretty much a drug where it makes you happy. It makes you satisfied. For example, porn creates dopamine. Eating junk food creates dopamine. Things like music, watching TV, that creates dopamine. And because you feel good when you get that dopamine released, you're going to always want it. So that's why David Goggins became more than 300 pounds, because he got that dopamine from all those donuts and chocolate shakes that he ate, which made him want it more and more every single day. And he just became obese from it. There's a reason why a lot of people want to be in comfortable situations, and that's because they are scared to fail. Being scared to fail is probably the number one reason why people don't succeed in the first place. It's like you want to learn how to ride your bike with no training wheels, just the two wheels that your bicycle comes with. But the reason why you're not able to learn how to ride your bike is because you're too scared of falling. But here's the thing. Failing, taking L's, that's almost inevitable when it comes to your path for greatness. But one other thing that you have to understand is that you fail so much when you set your goals so high. The comfort zone is ruining your life because it's causing you to be mentally weak. It's causing you to not be able to take in any hard thing that comes in your life. For example, when I was younger, I didn't have a hard mindset. I didn't have, the perseverance that I do today. So I would cry all the time for the smallest things, I promise you. This was like when I was in elementary, middle school. If somebody called me a bad name, I'll start crying. If somebody started bullying me, I'll start crying. If I stubbed my toe, I'll start crying. Now I know that's like baby stuff, but I was literally 12, 13 years old doing this type of stuff. And that's because I wasn't mentally tough. And it just caused me to have a weak mental, and a weak mental will create a weak physical. I was fat too. I was a chubby kid with glasses and no friends because I wasn't able to have the mindset that I needed to in order to have that. You know what I mean? And one thing that I learned was that in order to create that mental toughness, I have to do things that I don't want to do. I have to do things that sucks. I have to do things that put me in an uncomfortable situation. For example, working out. Working out is going to cause you pain, it's going to cause you aches. You can get injured, you can break bones, stuff like that. You're going to be put in that position. A lot of people don't like to work out because, not even because they're scared, just because they're too lazy to go through all those calories being burnt, or to go through all the reps and sets and things like that. They're too lazy and they don't want to go through that pain. But you have to go through the pain in order to strengthen your mind, in order to strengthen your body. For example, say you're doing pull-ups, right? I don't know about you, but every time I do pull-ups, these parts of my hands, the skin will start tearing and it'll look disgusting and terrible and stuff. But over time, whenever they heal, they get harder than it was before. That's what I call a callus. Well, that's what a callus is. Every time that these get messed up, they start to form again, but this time with harder material. And that's just a part of physical human evolution. But mental human evolution is the same way. The more you put your brain into hard things to do, you're going to add that callus to your brain. For example, say, again, you're working out, and you're doing a whole bunch of reps one day, and you're going to a failure until you can't do any more reps. Best believe when you recover, your body is going to be stronger. Your body is going to have a callus, but so will your mentality. In order to fail, of course, your body's going to tell you, hey, I can't do this anymore, so stop. But I don't know about y'all, but whenever I feel like I'm gonna fail, I gotta make sure I get at least one more rep in. You know what I mean? I have to make sure I get at least one more rep in. And when I do that, it causes my body to be like, okay, you a hard boy? I bet. I'm gonna make sure next time I add an extra rep till failure. You know what I mean? And that's because my mind is stronger than it was in the last workout, because I made sure that I pushed myself until, my mind teared, pretty much, if you understand the metaphor. One thing that I did while reading the book was I wrote down everything that I was uncomfortable with. I forgot I think it was challenge 3 from the book, but pretty much in the book he said to write down everything you're uncomfortable with, especially the things that is good for you. And I'm not going to read you guys the whole list, but I do want to read some. Working out, cold showers, eating healthy, cleaning up my room, editing YouTube videos, writing in my journal, making smoothies, doing dishes, getting out of my bed immediately, and going to sleep before midnight. Now, every single one of those things is something that makes me uncomfortable because I'm either too lazy to do it or I'm just, Now, all of those things that I named, I don't like doing. I think it sucks. I think it's uncomfortable because mostly I'm just too lazy to do it. I'm gonna be honest. I'm just too lazy to do it. But at the same time, doing everything that I named long term will make me a better person, especially working out, cold showers, getting out of my bed immediately, going to bed before midnight. Those will help me in the long run. And me doing those things, even though I hate it so much, even though it sucks so much, it's going to cause my mind to be stronger. Look, here's something you have to understand. At the end of the day, you want to succeed, right? Well, you're going to take your L's. But what doesn't kill you make you stronger.